Horrible day, isn't it? Welcome back to another work party. As you can probably imagine by now, we're back on the Manchester Bolton and Bury Canal. Now I am stood where the entrance to the good old workshops used to be. You remember last month we were going clearing out these workshops? Well, this month we were going to be chopping down some trees. The weather decided to pull a good old Jolly England on us and decided to go on absolutely horrible. So there goes that plan. So instead we are going to be we're just going to be clearing up the site. Do you mind? We're going to be clearing up the site. I've been trained now. We've been taught line mortar, but we were going to do some repointing today. Yeah, the weather's working against us today. But it's very Christmassy, so let's cheer up. So anyway, why am I stood here? You may have noticed that there's a bit of a bit knocked down. When the workshop was abandoned, all the windows and doors were breeze blocked up to stop people breaking in. And as you can imagine now, well, as you can imagine, you can see the problem. There's no walls. So we're going to be taking this out because the thing is, there used to be some floorboards over there. There was an extension onto the building with a wooden floor. Look out to this, it's all muddy and it's just horrible to walk over. So instead, we're going to be going through the actual entranceway and we're going to be using a wooden gate. Problem being, of course, that we have to remove these breeze blocks. And why are we up to this height? The workshops are about 200 years old, maybe almost definitely old. I don't know the exact date, but they're incredibly old. And the problem is, it's in a dire state. We've been trying to take this out, and then this bit of wall started to move. So what we're going to do instead of taking out the whole thing is we're going to cut down and have a small entrance. These breeze blocks are actually holding up the wall. Bag just fell off the camera, it's going to get wet now. Damn! But we're going to get a saw, cut these out, leave it, and then when the weather improves, eventually, we're going to go repoint this whole thing and we're going to build up some stone, like brick bundles, just to hold the wall in, because it is in kind of a dire state. What we don't want is some idiot to come down and think it's a good idea to push down the walls. It's really not a good idea. At the moment, some of the bits of the wall are actually in such a poor state that could actually happen. In fact, it has happened on a bit just there. So, yeah, a bit of a nightmare. But the weather won't damp our spirits. So we're going to get to work around site. And there's a few things to be shown for the last work party of the year. So, we're here now on day 2. Couldn't get too much filming done yesterday because it was throwing it down. I don't want to risk having my camera and tripod out in the rain for too long. It damaged them. But, as you can see, something's a bit different. If you have a look around, a lot of trees have been taken down. Basically, this area was just full of trees, and the problem being you couldn't see the canal for it. So we're allowed to cut these down, don't worry, and we've got to chop down all the trees along here, and we're just cutting them up. The small branches are going to be put as a habitat, you know, for insects, small animals, all that sort of things, birds and everything. Yeah, over here. Basically, all the way along is going to have this sort of bank habitat, and there's a few others. Got piles of logs up. Got a few people who are thinking of taking them away. But look at this view over here of the canal. You can actually now see the aqueduct properly. For the first time, when you stood on the road, you can actually see the whole thing. Once all this, which we're going to clip back, and this will all be gone by the end of the day. We'll have a good unobscured view of the whole bottom basin, the aqueduct, and the surrounding view, which will be brilliant. Got plenty of it chopped down. Trust me, if you'd seen this yesterday, you wouldn't recognise it. It was basically like those trees up there. It was just full woodland. You couldn't see anything. Very Christmassy hats. You should see some of these hats, they're brilliant. Ian, who is currently chopping down some trees on the far side of the aqueduct, has also got a great hat. But yeah, we've got plenty of this to do now. We've got some other things to go around. We've got, well, we finally got rid of that door, the old breeze block, so I'll show that in a minute. And also something I'll show in a minute. The dry docks. John, one of the volunteers who actually holding the camera, went and cleared out the dry docks so you can actually see the stones that the boats were sat on, so I'll get some filming of that done in a bit. So, got plenty to do, to carry on with, so let's get back to it. Right, so here's the dry dock. So we saw this last time, but you couldn't see anything of it. But thankfully, John came down during his spare time and went and cleared off at least the stones so you can actually see. So if you have a look, so there's 8 big blocks of stone, and the idea was the boats would be floated in here, the water would be drained off, gates would be shut on the little canal arm, and the boats would rest upon the stones. That way they could maintain them because they could get underneath, they could repair or replace the wood because it was wooden boats on this canal, these wooden tub boats called box boats, and they could maintain them and everything. And there was a wharf somewhere over there, which is now long gone, where they used to load the coal. In fact, if you look just there, that's actually a pit, that's a coal mine, the colliery head. It's all fenced off, there's another one over there. There used to be a lot of industry here, now it's all contaminated land. I think there was once a time when there was thought that this dry dock may be repaired, but at the moment, basically the canal arm that leads to it is long gone and there's a road built over it. So I think the idea is it's going to be cleared out and might be a nice viewing feature, because this whole area of land, even though it's a site of special scientific interest, is a lovely spot. It's all flat, and it'd be nice to have a little seating area around this, maybe put something in, maybe have some steps so people can go into the dry dock and have a look around. So it's quite nice, but obviously no plans for this dry dock exist, but it might be a good idea just to clean it out so you can see the dry dock better. It's the only one left on the canal as far as I'm aware, the rest of them have long gone. But that's the dry dock, which is brilliant. So we best get some filming done, the rest of the site, because we've got plenty more work to do today, so we best get to it. So, you may notice we're doing something. This is actually the doorway. I don't think I've shown this. The doorway, you can now walk through it. The camera's at the wrong angle, excuse me. There we go. So now this is the doorway, and you can actually now walk through it, so we don't have to go through the muddy bit over there. Now John here, me and John, have been working on something a little bit special. You see, these walls, for being a very old building, they need a bit of maintenance, a bit TLC. John's going to explain, if you want, what we're doing with these walls at the moment.
Well, they've got to be scratched out and repointed with lime and mortar, the traditional way and the old way, so they can last for another 100 years and things like that, whatever. And all this will be same, the bridge, everything, and any brickwork, it'll be all lime and mortar, done the traditional way. All this gate will be on proper. All this will be flagged proper. Yeah, it'll be good when it's done.
Alright. You see this wall, we were originally... You see what we have to do is repoint it. It's made with something called lime mortar, which is different to the modern cement we use. It has been cemented up here, which is a bit of a mistake. Lime mortar is very different. But it's all decayed. It's kind of like sand. It's horrible. Which is why we're having to knock it out, as John's doing currently. And then what we're going to do is we're going to repoint it all with brand new lime mortar, and it'll make the walls a bit more secure because at the moment they're a bit unstable. And we're going to be doing it with all this workshop, and we're going to be doing it with the bridge over there as well. But this is the priority because it's a little bit less stable. But yep, so I'm going to show you around now. Me and John are going to get back to work. We're going to try and get all this stuff out, and then next time we come down we're going to repoint it all. When it's a day such as this, where it's particularly cold, like it has been, it's really nice to have something like this. I brought this along, it's a nice fireplace. But it's burning something that I've been meaning to talk about. So, most canals in the UK had one primary cargo. It was the thing that they were really built for, and then other industries popped up around it. This canal was a coal carrying canal. Carried this stuff. coal. Dug out from the ground from different collieries. It took the coal from Bolton and Bury to Manchester. And this was used for powering mainly industry, big steam engines, the big factories used to burn tons and tons of coal every day, producing massive amounts of smoke. Nowadays, coal isn't used very much. Coal's primarily used now for fireplaces. Heritage lines use a lot of coal, but it produces a lot of heat, which is why it's so particularly popular for fireplaces. Gonna let this one die out though, because I need to take this grate back with me. Isn't that great? But yeah, that's the primary cargo of this canal, coal. Now in the later years, it did branch out a bit more, but it was always mainly coal. In fact, the box boats that used to go on this canal, getting smoked out here. The box boats that went on this canal are actually one of the earliest forms of containerisation, and kept the coal in big boxes that were craned out, and the bottoms dropped out of to deposit it, which made it a lot more efficient than just shoveling it out of barges. There you are. So now you know why the canal was built. it's time for the end of the day because we've finished up now. We've got
Gone
lots
dark,
of
it
trees.
means.
Yeah, it's going a bit dark, so we're having to finish up a bit earlier. But we got a lot done today. Everyone's come out. Even the weather's starting to turn against us. Well, after yesterday, we can't really complain about it now.
Nice.
But just in the way, we actually knocked down this at the fireplace. We've got the trees all chopped down there. So it's been a quite productive work party. It's the last work party of the year, so it's very Christmassy and stuff. We've had the radio going. It's been lovely. But that is actually the last work party of the year. We will be back in January for another
Radio,
one.
was it?
What are we doing in January? Or do you have
Not a
absolutely
CD?
no idea?
Is it a CD, wasn't it? It wasn't a radio.
It was an icon. Yeah. What are we doing in January, Steve?
What we're doing in January? Carry on from where we left off, I think.
There you go. Carry on from where we left off, and
Plenty to do.
there's lots of
No
stuff
time to do it.
And hopefully at some point, me and John and maybe a few other people are going to get this wall done, because it needs to be done, and everything else. Lots to do, obviously. So that's pretty much it. We shall see you next year. So thank you very much for watching.
And from the Canal Society, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And it's good night from him and good night from me. Good night.
See you next year.